The following is a presentation of The Day.
From the Madison Square Garden of the Eastern Connecticut Conference, the hallowed halls of the John T. Conway Gymnasium, see the New London High School Whalers, the number 2 seed in Division II, take on the Crosby Bulldogs, coming in from Waterbury to take on the Whalers in a CIAC Division II second round matchup, and we'll have all the action live for you on game day. Game day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health, located right there in Waterford, 177 Boston Post Road. They're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today, whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, advanced treatment, their experienced team has you covered. So, Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is their top priority. And by Scient Federal Credit Union. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org/MySci to learn more. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Chusty, and always a pleasure to be with you and to do some postseason basketball. The ECC has represented itself very well on both the boys and girls side, and we are heading into some very intriguing matchups. And none more interesting than how Division II is breaking out, and a rematch here tonight from a game earlier in the season, New London and Crosby.
Yeah, and then New London getting a taste of the NVL here in the first 2 rounds of the state tournament. Knocked off Waterbury foe Wilby High School on Monday, and now they get Wilby's crosstown rival Crosby here tonight. Crosby, a lot of history, a bunch of state championships in their history books, and they still got their legendary coach in his 56th year there in Nick Augelli. So this will be a tough matchup for the Whalers. They got to come out focused against this really tough and tested Crosby Bulldog team.
Crosby team won earlier in the year, lost earlier in the year to New London, has beaten some of the teams they lost to, avenging previous losses. They'll be trying to do that again tonight. The third member of the broadcast crew, as always, the Sports Doctor. Sports Doctor, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Casey. And so is this Crosby team, too. Coach Augelli says a different team than when they first placed in New London. They went on a 15-game winning streak during the middle of the season. But watch out for these Whalers. I was here the other night, Casey, in a different tone, in a different feel. A lot of good, strong defense, and a lot of kids playing hard together. This team right now, Casey, to me, in my opinion, healthy and ready for the show tonight, the New London Whalers, hopefully, to put another banner on the wall.
The Sports Doctor summed it up pretty well. It's always interesting from the early part of the season to now how teams grow. The first time they met, Savon Warren was starting for the first time all year. Amir Hall had not yet come back from his injury. They're a completely different team, but so is Crosby. The evolution of teams over the years, so a much different matchup. We'll take a moment for our national anthem.
Once
as we get ready to get to the starting lineups, if we look at Division II, New London Crosby winner is going to take on the winner of Glastonbury West Haven. And though the Glastonbury team at the 6th seed, West Haven is a team that Coach Cornish has said is very, very dangerous. He does not think that it would be a surprise if they made it all the way to the finals. You know, they'd have to get through New London. He's like, but that's a team that can win it all if New London wasn't there to take care of business. So, you know, that's very interesting. Obviously, Manchester, the team to beat on the top part of the bracket, and a potential semifinal look between New London and, yes, NFA. You have been, you know, singing the praises of this NFA team for a while. I'm a believer. I'm with you. I think they're pesky. I think they're difficult to match up against. I think they're young and don't know any better. And so there's something about that youth where they're just out there letting it fly. I love what Coach Brown is doing with them right now. And that NFA team, no matter whether they lose tonight or go out, like, that team is definitely a dangerous group.
At last check, they were up comfortably on West Hill. West Hill pulled a shocking upset in the Division II tournament, upsetting the number 7 seed Southington in the first round. So NFA pulled their own upset. They beat Daniel Hands on the road in the first round. So that game tonight, Casey, is the rare 26 versus 23 seed where NFA gets the home game, and they were up 15 at last check in the second quarter. So they are controlling things at home. But looking at tonight's game, there you see number 11, J.J. Robinson, maybe had his most complete game as a Whaler on Monday night. A triple-double with 11 steals.
Well, ultimately, this New London team, ever since that Fitch game, has turned themselves into a pressure team, aggressive, full-court pressure, as well as half-court pressure. Ultimately, the success of this team is going to be based on, can they pressure you? If you allow yourself to turn it over, and it's a zero-sum game for them, they're willing to give up the layup here and there for the total volume of turnovers they get. So we are moments away from the opening tip, and it is sponsored by Kuchar Financial. When you want more than just tips, when you want sound financial planning, go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial in New London. Lee can help with financial planning and investment, tax preparation, and planning for your business or your personal needs. So feel better about your financial decisions. Go to Kuchar Financial. So for New London, the key to victory is pretty simple, in my opinion. It's, be smart with the basketball. For them, if they keep possession of the basketball and they don't turn it over a lot, their level of difficulty in beating them goes through the roof. It's when they turn it over, let teams hang around. If I had one knock on them, it's that letting teams hang around. And this is a Crosby team that they can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, and I think, there you see in the center, number 21, Jackson Badette. He needs to continue to play fearless and ferocious inside. He's been such a force for the Whalers in the paint. He really allows them to get out and guard tough because he protects the rim. He gets a lot of defensive rebounds. They need to continue to have a big game from him again tonight.
Crosby ultimately got the possession, heading to the basket. Nice defense from Badette. Savon Warren coming in the other direction now for the Whalers. J.J. Robinson drives, and finally Boo Boo Phillips will have it, and they'll settle into their offense. Good early defense here from Crosby. And there's a turnover that we talked about. First three-point attempt of the game, too strong from Nevin Kinsey. Phillips in the other direction, hangs, floats, and scores.
That's tough to stop if Boo Boo's going to make shots like that, and here's that pressure, Casey.
And it almost resulted in a turnover, but Warren was on the line, so it'll stay with Crosby basketball. Your officials for tonight's game, Tom Sportini, Vin Hirschbeck, and Peter Vicente. And they are, I believe, down Fairfield way. You see Phillips there with that high archer. And he has had, his turnaround and maturation this year might be as much of a key. Robinson's comfort and Phillips's maturation, probably the two keys, along with Badette's evolution. That's why your Whalers are the 3 seed in Division II. Driving to the basket. Good defense as McCray got to the hoop but couldn't finish it. Long 3 from Phillips is short on the front iron. And Crosby will run. Smooth pull-up Jay from Kinsey, no good. Warren out of the pack, and the Whalers will run. We could definitely have ourselves a track meet tonight. Badette gets it on the inside. Nice touch from Jackson Badette.
Yeah, and what you see early is that Crosby has the athleticism to stay with New London, but do they have the shot-making ability?
Got a little carry on Jeremiah Watson. I think that's a good call. Palm definitely came up under the basketball.
So Crosby has 5 possessions, 4 shots. They haven't made one yet. So that's as athletic as you might be. You might be able to hang with New London athletically. You still got to be able to score. And I think that's going to be the issue here for the Bulldogs.
Badette off a curl, buries it. Jackson Badette is playing confident basketball these days.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sing the kids' praises enough.
Turnover by Crosby. Badette in the opening round game had 2 early fouls. We're going to get our first sub of the game in for Crosby. Jameer Jackson, the junior forward, will check into the basketball game.
Badette has just been so good. He's given them a stabilizing force, both on defense and in offensive sets. You see they run that little down screen for him, and he's able to hit that mid-range jumper in the paint. We've also seen him, post up. He can step out and hit a 3. He's a very difficult guard for most high school players because he plays like a true big man, but he has such a soft touch.
Crosby looking to trap Robinson. He finds McKelvin. So the message is clear. Crosby's trying to turn it up a little. But a foul on the reach to Kinsey.
And talking to Coach Jelly before the game, 46th year as the head coach here at Crosby. Did 10 as a JV coach. So 56 total.
Warren, nice bounce pass to Badette. Little jump hook, no good. McKelvin with the rebound, turnaround, no good. Kick out to Phillips on a nice hustle play by J.J. Robinson. Warren floats and scores. No one's better at scoring than Warren and Soren.
Offensive rebounds, helping the Whalers there.
Nice feed to Anderson running the floor, and Crosby's on the board.
Well, Jelly does like his team. He says not, he's coached so many of them. He's not the greatest, but he loves his guys.
Nice look from Robinson to Badette underneath for the easy 2.
Too easy. You can't leave Badette that wide open. I understand that you want to pressure, try to create some turnovers, but you got to have somebody on the back line protecting the rim.
Fouls on Warren, first on him, first on the team, and another substitution into the game. Jeremiah Watson back into the game. He replaces Jackson, who had a couple minutes. And the Whalers right back into the full court pressure. Robinson almost got the steal, got a hand on it. And out of bounds off of New London. Savon Warren went diving for it. The Whalers hitting the floor early, and we'll see another sub for Crosby. Checking into the game, Julian Benjamin in, the freshman. I like getting minutes out of my freshmen in a state game.
Maybe coming in to get some shooting. Crosby struggling right now.
Benjamin with a long 3, no good. Robinson has it, he's going to run. Robinson finds McKelvin, left hand, basket is good, and the foul. Troy McKelvin Jr. running the floor, and J.J. Robinson finds him.
And New London looks really good right now. Crosby's going to have to figure out some way to slow this game down. They can't keep running with New London. It's because of the firepower offensively. They can keep up with them in just straight running up and down the floor, but the ability that New London has to score from all 5 positions is going to be problematic for the Bulldogs.
And the Whalers have given up some press break. They've broken the pressure a few times and haven't been able to finish. This has been their one scorer so far, and he can't get it to go there. Badette with a strong rebound. Turns it over, though. And a finish at the basket from Jeremiah Watson, and he'll get the foul, and he'll go to the line. Foul's on Badette, who turned it over after a strong rebound.
Yeah, tough turnover there. Just got to take a breath, use a ball fake. Good finish here inside. Give Crosby some life here in the first quarter.
Watson with the bonus. And that's good. Lead now to 8. Badette drives baseline, and we're going to get a foul called, and that's going to be against Badette. So that's 2 quick fouls, which is Jack Philliston time. And we've said the key to, you want to know how Badette's playing, just track Philliston's minutes.
Yeah, and he was playing well. Just a nickel dimer. 2 possessions ago after the turnover, and then the charge. Compounded quickly. Turnover, foul.
And it's interesting, the Whalers elected to go big. They can also bring in Amir Hall or Caden Gaskin, go a little bit smaller. But I see that maybe they think the size right now of Crosby, and not a lot of shooting. Crosby hasn't shown a lot of firepower, so maybe that's why we stay small, or stay big rather. Robinson, spot up, open 3, long, right into McKelvin's hand. Philliston keeps it alive, and McKelvin's going to draw the foul. He'll go shoot 2.
McKelvin active so far tonight, both defensively and offensively. And just so many weapons that the Whalers have that it makes it really difficult to pressure them, because if they are able to break the press when they have a man advantage, they don't have any weaknesses scoring around the rim. Now maybe with Philliston in, maybe slightly less offensive minded, but like you said, they could go to Hall, they can bring in KK. They just got so many offensive weapons.
Good sign for McKelvin here. 2 early free throws go down. And 3 for 3 for McKelvin. Nice look underneath. And the foul on Warren. And that'll be his second foul, as Raekwon Anderson, say anything what you want about Crosby, Anderson has been successful around the basket.
Well, and I think that's why they wanted to bring in Philliston. Anderson, tallest player on the floor, and has a little bit of touch, so they don't want to allow him to get going. Crosby's going to hang around, but they're still going to have to be able to compete with the New London shot making.
Wild sequence. Crosby ends up with it after a couple of tips. And we're going to get a turnover as Anderson's going to take some steps. We see Hall and Gaskin coming in together. Warren and Philliston out. So this is the small version of the Whaler lineup. We'll see if it's an offensive-defensive thing, but McKelvin becomes the biggest guy on the floor for them now.
Yeah, and I think against this team, against this Crosby team, this Whaler 5 will be successful.
Hall quickly into the game, spot up, and buries it. Right on the line, it was a 2, but Amir Hall, who gave him a big spark the other night off the bench, can absolutely fill it up. Trap, nice feed. Robinson on the weak side, but the putback is up and in from Washington. And that might be the issue with this group. They're going to have to box out because they're undersized.
Yeah, I think a couple guys were leaking early. Got to get 5 on the glass first before you leak.
Phillips with a long 3, short. Rebound comes down, and Crosby will run. In the lane, pull-up is good from Nevin Kinsey. Cuts the lead to 6. Robinson the other way, high off the glass. So the Whalers with an easy 2 in transition.
You can't blink. You can't take your eyes off number 11.
3, no good. Put back, no good. Tip, no good. And finally, Anderson's going to finish and go to the line. hard-working Raekwon Anderson has asserted himself on the offensive glass. That sequence was all him.
Yeah, and you're right, Casey. This 5 for the Whalers not rebounding well right now. Both Philiston and Badette out. It's a mentality. You got to stay committed. You see a couple guys in the background, you know, not getting in there. And Crosby, that's just hustle and effort to get the offensive rebound.
Jameer Hall into the game, so New London's has already gone 10 deep. Free throw no good. McKelvin with a strong outlet. Quickly it's up ahead to Hall. Spot up 3. Good! Amir Hall with a triple, and the Whalers back up 9.
Yeah, you can't leave him. You got to know the scouting report.
Anderson, a little out of his range, but he gets his offensive rebound on the tip. Underneath, beautiful look to Washington. I like the game of Raekwon Anderson.
Yeah, you know, long shots usually produce long rebounds. The Whalers have to know that.
Lazy pass from Hall in the other direction. Washington finishes, and a timeout Dave Cornish, because he knows his team should be up more than 5. I'll be very interested to hear what Dave Cornish says in this huddle.
Well, a couple things, Casey, that come to mind. Number one, I think this illustrates the importance of Jackson Badette. When he is off the floor, the Whalers aren't the same team on the interior. But second of all, you know, you can't let your foot off the gas. Complacency, this is the state tournament. You know, maybe in the regular season, you're up 10, 12 points. You know, you can bring in your second unit and kind of go through the motions and still keep that lead. You're not going to do that in a state tournament game.
Sports Doctor, what did Coach Cornish have to say?
Talked about the little things, just like Coach just said, 50-50 balls, second chance scoring opportunities. It was all going New London's way the first 4.5 minutes of the game, Casey, and it's gotten away from them a little bit with this second unit. Tighten things up and a little less sloppy out there, says Coach Cornish.
That lazy pass from Hall is the first thing. Too many offensive rebounds. Jameer Hall with another 3 attempt. That one's no good. McKelvin skies for the offensive rebound. And then that's a bad shot. And they don't want that shot, and I'm sure he's going to hear about it. Got to get back here. Crosby doing a much better job on the offensive set. And there's another offensive rebound. Washington had it. And the Whalers called for a travel. It'll come back to Crosby. But the Whalers getting beat on the offensive glass right now.
Yeah, and you know, you wonder if you go back to Warren, Badette, or Philiston to kind of shore up that rebounding.
I don't think you're going to see Badette until the second quarter, maybe mid. But Philiston might have to come back in this game. Good rebound. Long outlet. And another turnover from the Whalers.
Yeah, and thank goodness for the Whalers that Crosby has been unable to find the range from three-point lands in a gym that traditionally is a shooter's gym from the arc.
Down under a minute here remaining in the quarter. Three, up, no good. Another offensive rebound from Anderson, and he puts it back. And KK got hit in the nose. He's already got the mouth problem as he took a chunk out of Amir Gray in the finals of the ECC, and now he just got whacked in the nose as well.
Yeah,
lead down to 3.
Yeah, Crosby only down 3 despite shooting 0 of 7 from three-point range.
So Philiston's going to check in as Gaskin's bleeding.
It's been the offensive rebound that's been helping the Bulldogs and hurting the Whalers so far here in this first quarter.
Shot clock at 35. We haven't had to mention that yet in this game, but there is a 4-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Turnover as Hall got stripped. Foul on the Whalers. Jameer Hall with the blocking foul, and that'll put Crosby at the line to shoot 2 as CJ McCray will go to the line and a chance to cut into the 3-point lead.
So 3 straight turnovers for the Whalers, 4 in the last 6 possessions, which included 2 missed 3-pointers. So not clicking offensively since Badette picked up his second foul and went to the bench.
McCray knocks the first one down. Lead is 2. New London, if they get this possession, can take the last shot of the first quarter in a very high-scoring and entertaining first quarter.
Absolutely, and you wondered if Crosby would have the shooting prowess to stay with the Whalers. Well, they've done it via getting more shots, offensive rebounds.
Both good, 1-point lead. Crosby putting a little pressure on it here as well, and another turnover. And another foul.
And this it's like an extended 2-3. It's really given the Whalers a lot more problems than I expected it to. But we did see in the ECC final when St. Bernard extended pressure against them, zone pressure, not man pressure, that they were struggling a bit with that. And it's happening again tonight here.
So 2 shots at the line, Nevin Kinsey. Chance for Crosby to take the lead. It's 22 all. Second one is up, no good, so we're tied at 22. 16 seconds remaining. Hall throws it off Anderson, so the Whalers with 14 seconds can take the last shot of the quarter if they can break the pressure. And J.J. Robinson back in the game to help them do that.
Yeah, it's just an extended 2-3, so you're going to use the same principles that you attack a 2-3 zone. Don't try to dribble against it.
Hall pulls up short. Rebound Anderson. They won't get a shot off, I don't think. It's good if it goes. No good. End of one. Brand new ball game. 22 all. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It's time for the 2025 Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards contest, brought to you by The Day. This is your chance to let us know who your favorite people, places, and businesses are throughout southeastern Connecticut. And now, we're including a game day category where you can nominate high school athletes, coaches, and plays of the season. Submit your nominations daily in each category, now through February 23rd. The more you nominate, the greater the chance your favorites have to make it to the voting round. View full contest details and nominate now at theday.com/bestof. Remember, nominations close February 23rd, so don't wait. It's the day's best of the best.
High scoring and entertaining first quarter, 22 all. We have ourselves a brand new ball game. The Whalers, Jackson Badette and Savon Warren, both with 2 fouls, so they're going to start the second quarter on the bench. Looks like McKelvin is going to be the only big, and Philliston's back in the game, so they're going to go McKelvin and Philliston, along with Hall, Phillips, and Robinson. Caden Gaskin being attended to off the bloody nose. I give credit to Raekwon Anderson. He kind of kept Crosby alive with his offensive glass work, and now Crosby's starting to figure things out a little bit.
Yeah, Crosby 8 of 22, but got a lot of extra shots. The Whalers 10 of 18, shot much better, but turned the ball over too much. 7 turnovers in the first quarter.
Phillips, baseline jumper, in and out. Crosby with a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, they've cut down on turnovers. They've only turned it over 3 times.
Open 3, up and no good. Anderson kept that one alive as well. He is really giving the Whalers fits. Steps just inside the 3-point line, no good. And that rebound knocked off Crosby out of bounds. It'll go to the Whalers.
Crosby cannot shoot from the perimeter right now. Might be worth looking at some kind of zone look on defense if you're the Whalers, to kind of force them to shoot and then pack it in and get a rebound, but you wonder if they could rebound out of the
That's
zone.
the first thing you said, zone. My first thought was they can't rebound out of that. But if you pack it in enough and give enough bodies down there, it's really just Anderson you got to keep off the glass.
Right.
He's been exceptional for them.
Right. They're not rebounding out of man right now, so.
No, you're right. Shot clock down to 10. Phillips drives, floater, no good. Philliston taps it out. and he's going to draw a foul on the hold against Anderson, I believe. So good effort by Philliston keeping that alive. Anderson draws the foul for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think you just need Philliston in there for the body. Even though he might not give you the most offensive production, you just need that body in there to clog it up and create some right there. Like he gets a tip and an offensive chance again for the Whalers.
Robinson, McKelvin, now Hall. They close out on him quickly after the early success he had.
And you see Crosby's gone to the zone, Casey, so they've gone to the zone, which has slowed things down. You know, Coach Argelli's realized I don't want to run all game long. Ever since he's gone to the zone, it's kind of changed things up.
Hall drives baseline, picks up the dribble, 8 seconds. Robinson drives the lane, kicks out, 4 seconds. Phillips sees it, pulls up, no good, and out of bounds. It'll be Crosby ball. Great defensive set for the Bulldogs.
And we saw the NFA zone give the Whalers problems in the ECC semis. So good job on the chalkboard by the legend, the veteran, Coach Argelli from Crosby.
McCray with the basketball for the Bulldogs. Again, looking to take their first lead of the game. Washington tries to drive, turns it over.
Great
Phillips.
steals.
Phillips all the way, left hand is good, and the foul. Deshaun Phillips will go to the line. Fouls on Anderson.
Costly mistake by Crosby. They turn it over and then they don't sprint back, so they compound the mistake on offense by not getting back, and boo-boo, straight to the cup.
And he finishes the three-point play. Caden Gaskin on the bench wearing number 13 now after he got blood on the uniform. So someone's going to have the bleach pen out tonight. Wild shot and a foul called against Robinson as Kinsey went hard to the hoop, and he'll go and shoot two.
This is not the New London man-to-man defense that we saw the last time we broadcast them from Mohegan Sun, when they were playing very tight man-to-man.
Well, there's a couple of defenders on the floor right now who are not as good as man defenders as their elite first unit. And here's 5:26, and Badette's back in the game until further notice or until the third foul comes.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. You got to try to play him. He's such a difference maker. And, you know, if you're going to win a championship, you got to overcome some of these moments of adversity. And, you know, Jackson's just got to not foul. He's got to play smart.
One of the fouls was offensive, and the other was a meaningless touch foul. So, yeah, he could do a better job. And that time, he thought he had a cutting Hall, but Hall stopped. And so the errant pass turns it over. Crosby again with an opportunity to take their first lead of the game.
It looks like New London has gone to a zone here, Casey. I like it. I like the idea.
Floater in the lane, no good. McKelvin rips the rebound down, and we're going to get a foul against Crosby. This one will go against Watson.
New London fortunate as Badette went up to challenge that shot. Good no call from the officials, but you just never know what's going to happen when you put the onus on the official to either blow the whistle or not make the call.
I think Badette gave up the shot on the offensive end because he didn't want to drive baseline, fearing that he might get a charge there. Same one right there. Instead, spot up, knock it down. Jackson Badette.
And he's just got to do that all game long against the zone. That's called the short corner. You get the ball to the short corner and you hit that jumper, and teams will have to come out of the zone.
I remember I was so proud of my team in 6th grade travel. We faced the same zone and we hit that short corner, that same pass, like 10 possessions in a row. Our kid was 0 for 10, but we made, I was so proud.
You're teaching him right.
I told him, I was like, someday we'll have someone who can make that shot. Phillips hangs in the lane and it won't go down. Robinson gets the tipped ball. He can't get it to go down. Phillips with an offensive rebound. Pump fake, kick out. Hall, wide open three, short. Badette with the offensive rebound, no foul. Hall with the scrap. He comes in, floater is good. So New London giving Crosby a taste of the offensive glass. They're back up 5.
And lo and behold, Badette's in the game, and they're getting offensive rebounds. His presence makes a big difference.
3, no good. Robinson can't get there. Instead, it's McCray. McCray, nice pass underneath. And Jameer Jackson finishes it. Crosby hanging around. Back to 3. Phillips, Badette underneath. Pump fake, no foul. Gets his own rebound. And they're going to call it jump ball. Possession arrow favors Crosby. I'm a little surprised no foul on that first attempt.
Yeah, it was a good shot fake, and I think he's either got to go strong through contact or shot fake again and get the guy to jump on his back. He was kind of like one shot fake and then kind of went up a little passively. I think you're right, Casey. There was probably some contact, but in a game like this, I don't think they're going to call all of those.
I'm always good with I'm always good with less fouls. I'm always am. I'm okay with contact. I think it's appropriate, certain amount of contact. Three-pointer short from McCray and a touch foul on Julian Benjamin against Robinson. Of note, by the way, that 5 offensive rebound set that resulted in the Hall basket was with Raquan Anderson on the bench. Mm-hmm. He's immediately checked back in the game for Crosby. And
also of note, Casey, the Bulldogs 0 of 10 from three-point range. So I like this decision to go zone. London's just got to tighten it up. Don't be over-aggressive and give them drive lanes. Keep forcing them to shoot the outside shot, and 5 guys on the glass.
McKelvin, Hall, open 3, short. Jackson will push it up now, gives it over to Kinsey. I think number 1, Benjamin, the freshman, must be a shooter in this game as a freshman. Stepping on the line was McCray.
Yeah, the zone has crippled Crosby's attacking philosophy right now. They're much more passive and not getting the shots at the rim that they were getting against man.
Phillips drives, pulls up, short, and we're going to get McKelvin over the back of Washington.
London getting a lot of good looks against this zone, not able to knock them down. And, things start to get tight when you're missing shots that you usually make. The other team's scratching and clawing. Still a lot of time, though.
Warren on the bench as well. Badette, careful there. Underneath, Washington gets his own rebound. Can't get it to go. Tipped again. Crosby maintains. Washington blocked by Phillips, and Hall comes out with it for the Whalers. All the way to the basket, no good. So Crosby dodges one there as they were attacking the basket. Jackson dribbles it off his foot out of bounds, so a turnover, and the Whalers will get it back.
Great defense by JJ. Couple big blocks, one by Badette, and one by Boo Boo, as the Whalers turn back 4. They turn back 2, and Crosby misses another 2. 4 shot attempts from the Bulldogs that possession.
Badette for 3, a little bit long. Crosby will run with McCray. One-on-one with Phillips, and he draws the foul. And C.J. McCray will go to the line.
Yeah, and New London hasn't been able to get to the line really, Casey. They only have those 2 and 1s, whereas for the Bulldogs, they're going to make their 7th trip to the line.
So this is where I think Savon Warren makes a difference, because when New London is getting those looks against the zone, their jump shot looks around the free throw line, Warren is really good at catching right there and then attacking the basket. He's really good at recognizing and splitting the zone, getting to the line. So yeah, New London right now settling for a lot of jump shots, even though they're good looks within the zone. Second one no good, but Anderson with another rebound. Basket no good, but we're going to get a jump ball. And the possession will favor New London, but another great effort from Raquan Anderson.
Yeah, interesting call there. Really quick jump ball call. Everybody perplexed by that one.
Well, especially, he got the shot off, right? He got the shot off, so how is it, it wasn't even like he was hindered in the shot attempt.
This is just a 2-3 zone. You got to get somebody in the middle of it. There you go. You got JJ in the middle. Hit him, yep. Just like you're attacking the 2-3 half court.
And there's the attack we love, and Badette with a tip in the putback.
Badette again. Johnny on the spot.
I love the attack from Robinson. That's what I was saying Warren needs to do from the middle. That's how I like to attack that zone. Get it in that middle and go after it. Make them make decisions on who to guard.
Crosby you just want to encourage them to take those threes right like that.
Anderson with another offensive rebound. Goes to the basket, blocked by Badette off of McKelvin, but another block, and with 41 seconds remaining, I'd consider getting Badette out of this game right now. I don't want him to get a meaningless 3 with 41 seconds. Thank you, Dave Cornish. I appreciate the confidence in my coaching ability.
I was wondering if he has an earpiece in.
Well, it's risk reward. With 41 seconds, I'll take it. Whatever bad can happen with Badette being off the floor isn't as bad as the third foul. 3, short, and Gaskin was held as he went for the rebound. So foul called against Crosby. And that's going to be the 5th foul on Crosby. So Gaskin will go to the line to shoot 2. So KK, who's gotten a bloody nose, had to change jerseys, is now in number 13. We'll get a chance to shoot a couple free throws.
Yeah, great box out that time by Gaskin. All Crosby could do was grab to try and get by. Yet another missed three-point shot. That's 0 of 11, Casey. Just imagine if the Bulldogs hit 2.
They hit 25%. If you shot 25%. First one good from Gaskin. Shot clock is off, so the Bulldogs can have the last possession if they choose.
I think overall Crosby's got to be happy as long as they don't self-destruct here in the last 30.9. I think they got to be happy down
whatever
6.
it is.
Yeah.
They can't shoot worse. In general, they can't shoot worse. All they've been able to make are layups.
They got it. You can't let New London get another possession, though. You want the last shot. Go in the locker room down 6, and hopefully you shoot it better in the second half.
Cross-court pass, dangerous.
Good decision, good decision. They could have took a couple shots.
4 seconds, last shot attempt, there it is. Long jumper, no good, back iron. And no good from Kinsey. We're at halftime. It's a 6-point Whaler lead. Watch some highlight video action. We'll be back after the Sports Doctor talks with head coach Dave Cornish about the first half.
Dave, are they doing anything differently to take you out of your offensive rhythm out there?
Well, they went to a little half-court trap. That kind of threw us off rhythm. But we practiced it yesterday, so I don't understand why we're just throwing the ball right to them.
Sloppy play on both ends of the floor. Early going, it was one and done on the defensive end. They're getting a lot of loose balls. I mean, what you guys need to do differently to win this game in the second half?
Well, we just got to stay out of foul trouble. It hurts when you got Jackson and Savannah on the bench, 2 of our better rebounders.
All right, good luck in the second half, Dave.
All right, 6-point Whaler lead. We'll be back with second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It's time for the Athletes of the Future grading plays of the week. At number 8, Carmelo Sylvester, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School against Clark Lane. The long 3, bank it in, Mello. At number 7, Asia Harris, Wyndham Basketball. Look at the hands, the steal, all the way to the basket, and 1. Whippets win the ECC D2 championship. Harris was a menace with his speed all the way to the hoop. At number 6, Aria Leonard, Groton Middle School Basketball, the 3rd grader. She wants to be like Harris, steal, off to the races and the basket. At number 5, congratulations, Griswold Basketball's Abby Matheson. 1,000 career points. Great job, Abby. At number 4, Fitch Basketball's Luke Wenger. The opening round win over Amistad. Little stutter step, dipsy-do, and all the English off the side of the glass. At number 3, Keon Similian, Teachers Global Magnet Middle, with a 360 layup, dare I say, scintillating. At number 2, Maddie Ives, Bacon Basketball, back to the basket, the wild shot. Bobcats win the D1 championship thanks to plays like that from Ives. But at number 1, for a week of free training at Athletes of the Future, Sterling Walsh, Fitch Co-op, 100 free, 9/100ths of a second. He gets rival Eduardo Marcos, and look at the face. It says it all. Sterling, you won, and you get a free week of training at AOF. That is your grade 8 play of the week, and those are your grade 8 plays. Send in your plays, and maybe you can make next week's grade 8.
Long shot up, and oh, knocking it down. Henry Lloyd from downtown. Trying to get to the basket, weaving his way through. Jump shot, oh, swish. Buried by Noah Schaefer.
Fast break opportunity, nothing but net.
Flash for Bowden. Good pass underneath. Nice shot by DeVille. High arcer.
Breakaway here, Casey.
Weaving through traffic. Sean Morrison off the glass. Now the rebound back to Redmond. Off the glass, it's good. Only a sophomore, Damian Redmond. DeFelice all the way to the basket and knocks it down. Sam. That's Wes. With the not bad, good shot by Wes.
This guy inside has been unstoppable.
You can't stop Taylor Herbert. And then he's going to sprint back on D, which is the best part of it all.
First guy back on defense.
And bang, knocking it down from long range is Zab.
Great shot.
Reverse layup is good from our guy, Jacob Sachs. Nice basket from Colby.
Yeah, good left hand.
Up ahead to Duda. Duda, bounce pass. Jump shot is knocked down. That was by Jojo Rivera. Fatima. Swish.
Buckets, Fatima Malo.
The 2025 ECC Boys Swimming Invitational featured co-ops from East Lyme High School, Fitch High School, and Waterford High School, as well as incredibly entertaining races, close finishes, and personal bests. The Fitch Co-op got the day started in the boys' 200-yard medley relay with a close victory over Waterford. Soon after, William O'Donnell of the Fitch Co-op put on an electric show and held off Connor Forster in the 200-yard freestyle. A very close match where it came down to the final touch and only tenths of a second. In the boys' 200-yard individual medley, Gabe Pacheco put on an outstanding performance, lowering his qualifying time significantly and defeating Albert Zhu in a big race for Pacheco. The 50-yard freestyle was a highlight of the meet. Sterling Welsh in an electrifying close race with Eduardo Marcos of East Lyme.
I've been racing against Marcos this is going on the second year. He beat me last year at ECCs in the 100. I beat him in the 50. but this year early on, we had a dual meet against him. He beat me in both events. I was worried, so.
How's it feel when you look up and you see the 1 next to your name?
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I hit that time last year, states after a long taper and a long season, and I haven't hit anywhere near that yet until now, so I'm thrilled I'm back.
When the attention turned to diving, it was teammates going at it in a competitive diving event that saw Ethan Jones with a close victory over teammate Aries DuPont.
Everything we do, I mean, it's a little competitive because we're the only two, but we always want to help each other out. We're always teaching each other, learning off of each other, figuring everything out together.
The 100-yard butterfly saw Alexander Starts with perhaps his best race of the year as he defeated the very talented Evan Hespeler, who was named Swimmer of the Year for the ECC. In the boys' 100-yard freestyle, Sterling Welsh, again, a very close victory over Marcos as the two touched the wall just milliseconds apart. Ben Morales finished third. The time was low. The smiles were big. William O'Donnell came back in the boys' 500-yard freestyle and dominated the field. His best race, lowering his seed time significantly and delighting the fans with pure domination. Evan Hespeler, the swimmer of the year, and Alexander Starts went at it again in the boys' 100-yard backstroke, but this time it was Hespeler defeating Starts, avenging the earlier defeat in the Invitational.
This wasn't just a me award. It can be swimmer of the year, but it's really swimmers of the year because my team pushes me forward each and every day. And the pool, it's an individual sport, but at its core, it's a team sport. You can be as strong or as bulky as you want, but you have to be in the right mindset, and that mindset comes from the people that you swim with every day.
In the boys' 100-yard breaststroke, Gabe Pacheco with his second first-place finish individually over Robert Vergara of Fitch, his teammate. Fitch Co-op's Katie Kokomore was named the Coach of the Year, and Sterling Welsh, Swimmer of the Meet.
It feels amazing and totally unexpected. That came out of nowhere. I was so excited. That 100 free, that's a best overall. I've never gone that. I've never gone sub 50. And to do it with Marcos was amazing. That was just the best swim of my life. That was awesome.
We're back. Sports Doctor, I know you had a nice conversation with the Crosby coach.
Yeah, Coach talked about knocking down some shots. We're normally a pretty good shooting team from three-point line, but, you know, as Juicy said, 0 for 12, but he likes the way his team played super hard, Casey. They were down early and had to fight and claw, and he felt they made New London feel a little uncomfortable on the offensive end. He said, we got some good players here. We're going to roll the dice with the second half.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. The second half possession is brought to you by Kuchar Financial. Kuchar Financial in New London will help you keep possession of your money through sound financial planning and investment, tax planning and preparation for individuals and small businesses. Everyone wants to feel better about their finances, so go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial. Let him make you feel more confident. 6-point Whaler lead. Crosby will have the opening possession. And Coach, I mean, it really comes down to, can they find a way to make baskets other than offensive rebounds?
Yeah, I wondered that in the first few minutes of the game, and then they were able to get a lot of baskets from offensive rebounds, but they only made one field goal in the second quarter and have yet to hit a three-pointer. They're going to have to knock down some outside shots to knock off the Whalers.
New London back in with its starting lineup. Great look underneath to Washington as Warren pinched up from the 2-3. And a great look and pass. Warren, baseline, finds Badette, and Badette with a soft touch. And he's been the best player on the floor tonight.
At least for the Whalers, that's for sure. He's been the most consistent. He just gives them another option that they just don't really have on the bench. When he goes there, they don't have that same option on the floor.
Whalers stay in the zone. Crosby, patient this time. Find out if they have a zone beater here off of a terrible shooting performance in the first half. Shot clock down to 4. Long three is airballed, and that's going to be out of bounds, or else it would have been a shot clock violation anyway.
Yeah, and Crosby's, just going east-west. They got to find a way to get it middle, short corner, so that they can get the zone to collapse a little bit and maybe get some drive lanes. New London doing a good job of just keeping the ball on the perimeter.
Badette, very strong for Warren, but he figures it out. Robinson, great look to Badette. Jackson Badette is rapidly becoming my favorite player. He just does everything with no nonsense to it, and he's so effective for them.
Yeah, so much attention goes to the other guys. I think he just flies under the radar, but he just is so consistent. There's a backcourt
Violation. The same 6th grade team that couldn't make the baseline jump shot for me in all those possessions had a kid who was a big kid who didn't do a lot, but he could make layups. And we had 2 guards, and every team would always go out and play our guards and leave the big kid under the basket. In one game, he had like 18 points for just making 9 layups. But you win the games that way. But that's a lot better than that. But he doesn't get a lot of fanfare. He just does everything right.
Quick turnover, though, by the Whalers.
Crosby in tough shape. Swing, drive, and a nice finish at the basket from C.J. McCray.
Yeah, inexplicable turnover again from New London, as Coach Cornish said at halftime. I don't know why we're throwing it to him.
And Warren, either put it to the floor or don't put it on the floor, but you can't move until you do.
2 straight turnovers for the Whalers. Gives the Bulldogs life again. Every time you think the Whalers are going to start to pull away, Crosby creeps back.
Well, it's funny. The Whalers want to speed you up in the full court. Opposing teams want to speed the Whalers up in the half court. They get a little ahead of themselves in the half court. It's trying to go a little too fast. But full court, there's no amount of speed that isn't good for the Whalers. Jump ball, possession arrow to New London.
There's still a lot of time left. I just can't see Crosby winning this game if they're going to continue to shoot threes every other possession. I mean, there comes a point where you got to put the red light on that shot.
Robinson fouled as he tried to split the double team.
Especially the east-west three-pointer. If you get an inside-out touch and a straight-on three, I like that. But the east-west touch, it's not falling tonight, and you don't have good offensive rebounding when you shoot the shots out of that look.
Warren finds Robinson. Robinson, baseline, wise decision, kicks out to Phillips. Nice look from Phillips underneath, and Badette up and again scores.
New London not forcing the three. They're not shooting well from 3 either. They're 1 of 9, but have not attempted a three-pointer this half. 3 two-pointers. They're 3 of 3 in the third quarter.
Crosby going to get a timeout from Coach Agelli because they did not like the rhythm of that. I could see it. They were just going, again, east-west around the perimeter with no real idea of how they wanted to attack the zone.
You want to go side, top side quickly, but then at that point you need to get a short corner or a high post touch or a dribble drive. But you can't, if you just go back and forth, it's just too easy for the zone to shift. You got to get the top guys to duck down to the foul line. And look at the eyes by Boo Boo finding Badette and that playing off 2 feet, holding his ground, a little shot fake. Very good. Jackson on the spot. Jackson Badette.
Sports Doctor, you were listening in on the Crosby huddle. What did Coach have to say?
Hey, Casey, Coach, let's not take lousy shots, is what was talked about in the huddle. Listen, let's get a good look, let's get to the middle, and let's beat this zone. Don't rely too much on the three-point two because they're going in, but Coach talked about don't take lousy shots. Great advice.
The way they're shooting right now, anything from the perimeter just looks uncomfortable. Step back three, and there's the first one of the game. C.J. McCray with a much-needed three-point basket.
They needed it. And a little pressure here. Going back to man, it looks like. Nope, staying in that zone.
McKelvin finds Warren. He hangs, no good. Badette, no foul on him, and Anderson with the rebound. Short. McKelvin loses the offensive rebound. Anderson, great job. He's trapped, though. And a travel as Kinsey never had possession of it. And Elijah Williams will check into the ball game quickly for Crosby.
Now, credit New London, though, for switching to this zone. You know, we made the call here when they were still in man that maybe zone might work. We were worried, could they rebound out of it? But it really has put the brakes on the Crosby attack, and the Bulldogs really struggling to find good shots.
McKelvin attacks the zone, finds Badette, and an easy basket for Jackson Badette.
And the difference now is that the Whalers are finding the middle. They're finding the middle of the zone, the high-low, and it's easy basketball, the principles of breaking a zone defense.
Long three, no good. And Anderson with maybe his 10th offensive rebound of the game so far. And in traffic, McCray is keeping him in this game right now. And a foul out of bounds off Crosby.
And I know Crosby wants to create some turnovers, but I would almost think about backing the zone up a little bit with the shot clock. They're only down 5. You know, the last couple possessions, New London's found the middle, and they have a lot of room to pass it down low to Badette because the zone is so extended.
Phillips kicks it out to Robinson. Long three for JJ is no good. Warren, offensive rebound, and goes up and under to avoid Anderson. So that's a savvy move by Savon Warren.
Still the three-point struggles continue. New London now 1 of 10 from three-point range. Big offensive rebound by Warren.
It's rare that I say the sports doctor and I could shoot better than the two teams on the floor, but I think we could do better than 2 of 30.
Close.
Anderson, Warren saves it. That's a smart play as well. That's a smart play, not saving it in his own end, throwing it down deep. But Kinsey ends up with it. Now Warren steps in, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay here with Crosby, and 29 seconds on the shot clock.
Yes, you see so many times that players save the ball under their own basket and the other team gets a layup. I think Savant, his athleticism, he realized, I got to just get rid of this.
And launched it. Open three, back iron, no good.
You're going to get Warren, I think.
They're going to get Warren on a push. That's his third. Or that's his fourth? Third personal foul. They were, Coach, Mr. Wyant had me confused for a second. He said fourth, but it was only the third. Quick trigger three, no good. And Badette with a rebound. Ahead to Warren. Finds Robinson, puts it on the floor. Nice patience by J.J. Robinson. The lead is up to 9.
Beautiful land on 2 by J.J. Let the defense fly by.
McKelvin steps in front of the pass. Warren spins, hangs, no good. Badette, offensive rebound. He can't get it to go. On the floor, and finally Crosby will come down with it. And McCray is going to draw the foul on Deshaun Phillips away from the hoop as he was driving, so it'll be on the floor.
That was the first time in a while that the Bulldogs have been able to get to the basket and attack the rim. They made a lot of their points in the first half from the free throw line. This one not a shooting foul, so baseline out of bounds play coming up here. Whalers stay in the 2-3.
Crosby, by the way, had 22 points at the end of the first quarter. They have 36 now with 1:20 remaining in the third.
Yeah, they had a 5-point second quarter.
JJ all the way to the basket, and the foul. Robinson draws the foul on Kinsey. He'll go to the line. The lead, just like that, 11, and a chance for it to go to 12.
Yeah, JJ in transition, one of the best in the state. Able to finish here. You see the finger roll, Casey.
He wanted Phillips to get over into an angle so he could make the pass, but Phillips couldn't get there, so he just went up and finished, and it turns into a great play for them. Now leads 12.
Easy three-point play.
Gaskin back into the game. Warren will take a seat. Good trap there by New London. And Gaskin, they're going to get a hold on, I believe they're going to call that on JJ. So Robinson will get the hold. Third personal on Robinson.
Yeah, the zone continues to give the Bulldogs problems. That'll be a good question for the post game, you know. Why'd you come out of the man? What did you see? What did you feel? Because it definitely was something we were thinking about here, and it has paid off even better than I expected.
30-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Three-pointer up and good. Nevin Kinsey knocks down the triple. So Crosby heating up a little bit from the three-point line now.
They made 2 of their last 6.
And the steal. Shot clock off, so Crosby can have the last one down 9, or go all the way to the basket, and Padette stands in and draws the charge instead.
I think they might have whacked him with a technical.
And a technical on top of it.
Things starting to unravel for the Bulldogs here, frustration, but absolutely the right call. I mean,
so they went from a layup chance to cut it to 7 to putting New London on the line with a technical and giving them the possession to end the quarter.
Yeah, you got to call that. That's a charge, and then he must have said something because that was quick with the T.
So, in theory, if New London makes free throws and they get the last possession of the third quarter, they have a chance to get this thing back up into double digits.
Yeah, not the best shooting night for the Whalers, but this zone defense, I keep harping on it, has really changed the tide of the game after a 22-22 first quarter where both teams primarily played a lot of man. The pace of the game changed, and Crosby has only scored 17 the rest of the way since the end of the first quarter.
Phillips makes them both. Lead back to 11 and the basketball with a chance at the final possession of the third period.
So now if you're Crosby, you know, you don't want to give up something easy. Gonna try to hold it here at 11, nothing worse than that. The Whalers, you definitely want to take the last shot. No turnovers, get a shot up.
Phillips drives, stripped. So now Crosby gets a chance at the last shot. Anderson, and he's going to get fouled by McKelvin. I think that'll be on the floor as he went to the basket, however. Nope, they're going to say it was the act of shooting. So 2 shots for Anderson, and now the Whalers back in position to maybe get a shot off at the end of the period.
Yeah, not the worst case scenario. The bad part was the turnover, but now that foul happened so early, at least you get a chance to score. Once again, if you're Crosby, you want to try to keep the Whalers at 50 going into the fourth.
Anderson makes the first, misses the second. Gaskin with the rebound. Gives it to Robinson. 4 seconds. 3. Robinson gonna have to hoist it. Good if it goes at the buzzer. No good. We're at the end of 3. 10-point Whaler lead. Fourth quarter coming up. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports. All of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community. And if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Scient Federal Credit Union. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org/MySci to learn more. So, Coach, the Whalers, 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. The shooting got a little better in the third for both teams.
Well, the Whalers avoided taking a lot of threes. They only took 2 3-pointers. They missed them both, but they were 7 of 11 from 2-point range. So 7 of 13 shot great to balloon this lead up to 10. Crosby hit a couple threes, but still jacked 8 of them, 2 of 8. They're 2 of 20 for the game from 3-point range.
That's 10%. I can do that math. All the way to the basket. No good from Benjamin, but there's Anderson on the putback, and he has been just dynamite on the glass.
Yeah, and for New London to finish this game, they have to take care of the ball and get defensive rebounds.
Phillips all the way to the basket. Boo-boo for 2. Up high. Wow. Crosby comes back, long 3, no good. Warren with the rebound, up ahead, Phillips. And that's an unfortunate break. Let's just hope he didn't hurt himself.
Uh-oh. Looks like just a cramp, though. He's rubbing the calf. I think he cramped up. Let's hope that's all it is.
So while they attend to Deshaun Phillips, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for Game Day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. Ladies and gentlemen, the pressure is on. Your financial future awaits. At Kuchar Financial in New London, Connecticut, financial advisor Lee Kuchar offers a path forward. For individuals and businesses, Lee provides steady guidance, aligning your financial goals and investment strategies with your needs. Lee also offers bookkeeping and payroll services for your business. When you're looking to help secure your future, see Lee Kuchar. Whalers up 10. Deshaun Phillips off the floor. Scary moment, but fortunately a cramp. And Crosby almost turns it over, but they maintain possession. They're going to have to start shooting some threes here, whether they like it or not soon, because that's going to be the only real shot with in this against this zone.
They're bringing Badette up high to discourage that high post pass, but I still think Crosby's got to hit that high post, even though, it looks like it's covered. You got to get the ball to Anderson and let him operate there.
McRae back in the ball game for Crosby. He'll inbound it.
The old coaching tip is if you could see the number on the front of his jersey, he's open.
There's an open 3, short. Great rebound again, Anderson. He is so long, so active. Some guys just have a talent for rebounding, whether it's effort, instinct, and a combination of both, and I think it's a combination of both. Robinson finds Warren. Easy basket in transition for the Whalers.
Yeah, Crosby just fell asleep there.
Three short, and there's Anderson again. He'll draw the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, I would almost think about a boxing. You're already playing, but that's already playing high on Anderson. I would almost think about boxing one on Anderson so that you always get a body on him, because he's really the only guy hurting you against the zone and offensive rebounder.
You know, you hear a lot of different coaches or a lot of different clinics. They talk about, you know, rebounding is effort, right? That you can be a good rebounder with just effort and a sprinkling of technique. I find that that's true, but elite rebounders also have this innate knack for knowing where the ball's going to be.
100%.
And Anderson, you know, watching him, has all three. He is obviously physically gifted with length and athleticism. He has good technique. He knows how to slide. He's so good at sliding in between. But he's also just got a real knack for the basketball. And then effort. He just goes after it. I mean, that's why he's such a good rebounder.
Yeah, he's a college player.
Hall. Warren cleans up the rebound, draws the foul. Savon Warren goes up high, and he'll get rewarded with the bonus.
He just stuck with the play, and he's just able to hang in the air, and we've seen him do this his whole career, just make timely rebounds. Whalers needed that one.
And the Whalers have been good from the free throw line tonight.
You see, Anderson's going to stay in the middle anyways, but better box out that time on Anderson.
Allowed McKelvin to get the rebound. Timeout, Dave Cornish. Quick 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. This might be a good moment to ask you a question. Hey, do you know any scores from any of the other Division II games tonight?
I was trying to find some more, but
I know you know one.
We have one in a 6 o'clock start down there, or not down there, up the road in Norwich. The Norwich Free Academy Wildcats, the 23 seed, advanced to the quarterfinals with a 56-42 over West Hill. So Jeff Brown's got his team playing hot.
That's the Sport Doctor guy. Sports Doctor. Jeff Brown's a Sports Doctor guy.
Brown, he's done a great job with that group, Casey. Yeah, I love Jeff Brown. He does a great job with that group. Those kids play hard. They're all young. They're buying in. NFA is going to be a handful coaching the next year or two in this league.
Yeah, you almost wonder, I was talking with some people at NFA, you almost wonder if they're too successful this year if they get moved up to D1.
That's a good point. Robinson to Warren, and he is fouled hard by Anderson, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
And the last couple possessions, New London has been able to attack the glass. For whatever reason, Crosby not able to stop the ball. That's what allowed them to get back into this game, forcing the Whalers to kind of probe the defense. Wow, that's an interesting score, Casey. Did I hear that right, Peter? Griswold down 2 in the fourth?
A game earlier than I would have suspected.
You know, Griswold almost, they got the bye, but you almost don't want the bye. The way that they were playing, you would have rather have a first-round game.
Unless you're in Division I where everyone gets a bye. Because there's 16, we're going to go right to the quarterfinals. McKelvin, jump ball, possession will favor the Whalers. Peter Wappy with a strong rebound over at our table, and an outlet pass. He is a triple threat, Peter Wappy is. If you saw that ball on your screen come flying out of there at like 80 miles an hour, it's because Peter Wappy right there with the rebound. McKelvin puts it on the floor, finds Badette. We're going to get it off Badette, and I think that's the right call.
Absolutely the right call.
He just didn't handle it right. But I love, McKelvin is another guy who does a great job. He catches it in the high post, and he attacks the zone, draws a defender, and, makes somebody open. I like that.
It's not over yet. There's still a lot of time. It's just the way that Crosby's been shooting, you don't really feel that they can make this comeback.
Well, McCray has been the one guy who's had some success from three-point line. He hits that one, cuts it to 9. Coach will call a quick timeout to set things up.
And, it's only their third three-point make. They're 3 of 24 from three-point range. The NFA girls the other night struggled from three-point land, and they were in a game that was tight. Finally, Brooke Stringer hit a 3 late. They finished 5 of 27 from 3. But Crosby heading that way as they are 3 of 24.
We're going to bring Peter Wappy on. He's got some out-of-town scores for us. What's up, Peter?
West Haven up 10 over Glastonbury with 2 minutes to go.
Wow. That's a Coach Dave Cornish special.
Yeah,
he had that one pegged. That would be who would face the winner of this game.
Trumbull up 7 over Hill House.
Wow. That's a surprising score.
Manchester Greenwich.
Not surprising. Very good Manchester team.
2-5.
I think that's the final everyone around here wants to see, would be a New London-Manchester final. That'd be very interesting.
That would be exciting.
That game would be played up-tempo as well.
This Crosby team not quitting.
Missed opportunity, though. The layup was no good. Now Robinson ahead to Warren, and he missed the dunk. He got a little bit ahead of himself.
Whalers do a good job of getting back, setting up the zone.
3 shot and buried by Kinsey. Back-to-back makes from 3 for Crosby. Has it down to 6.
Yep. 4 of 24, but they've made their last 2. So 2 of 2.
McKelvin, another turnover. And Kinsey missed the layup. Kinsey missed the layup. Whalers catch a break there. The lead stays 6.
Wow. So that balanced out. Savon missed the dunk, Kinsey misses the finger roll.
And then a turnover on a high pass. Robinson attacks. Wild shot is good, and the foul. Hey, JJ.
He's so good at like that low scoop shot. He has such good touch and English on the ball. It gets up high off the backboard and it just bounces in or goes in straight through the net. We've seen it time and time again that he goes strong to the cup, scoops it, and gets contact.
And good news for the Whalers is, Deshaun Phillips back on the court with a little spring in his step. Robinson. And again, the Whalers have been great from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, this quarter they're 3 of 4. They're going to take that basket away, though.
Lane violation against the Whalers. You don't see that a lot either.
No, you don't.
Nice drive to the basket, Jameer Jackson.
Yeah, Whalers must have fell asleep or worried about that last call because they haven't given up that dribble penetration often.
Phillips tipped away out of bounds. He had Warren and Badette. They got to it a step quick.
I love that play design, though. They cut, it's called a shallow cut, and they get Boo Boo cutting through the middle, and they hit him perfectly, and that allows him to operate. He's just got to know that somebody's coming from behind to try to tip it.
Whaler ball, 6-point lead, timeout New London. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, a century of big stories in the day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
I would not want to be in the huddle right now if I was a New London Whaler, because the Whaler assistant coach and alumni responsible for a few of those banners up on the wall, Troy McKelvin, was getting into him. Sports Doctor, what did he have to say?
It got pretty loud down there, and he basically told the kids to stay together. I mean, there's a little bit of dissension out there, and You know, don't be selfish on the court, and let's finish this thing off, Casey.
Warren. Robinson. Shot clock at 13. Shot clock at 9. Whalers need to know the shot clock, and I don't think they do right now. Robinson drives, finds Warren, takes the bump, and he can't make the layup. That is a missed layups on both sides in the last couple minutes.
Crosby is tough. I mean, wow. They took a bunch of haymakers here in the second half, and they are right back in this game. It's 2 possessions if you consider the way they're shooting the 3.
Badette with the block. Warren ahead to Phillips. Phillips all the way to the basket, and Boo Boo scores and gets the lead back up to 8.
That was a big one. 3 possession game now. Crosby got away with travel.
Weak side rebound, however, from Washington. Kicks out to an open 3. No good from McCray. Saved, however. McKelvin comes out with it. Finds Warren. Warren. A little Euro step action for 2.
Ooh la la, Savan with the Euro.
Other direction, wild shot from Benjamin, no good, but it's out of bounds to Crosby.
Great 2 possessions by the Whalers to get this lead back to 10. As we approach the 2-minute mark, Crosby's going to have to hit one of those deep ones again.
Griswold won by 3 in their game. 3-pointer no good from Kinsey, and out of bounds off of Crosby. So the Whalers will have it, 2:08 and an 8-point lead. So congratulations to 2 of the ECC teams, Griswold and NFA, both winning tonight, advancing in their brackets of Division II and Division IV.
Still waiting on Stonington's in action, Woodstock, and of course New London right here has 1:58.
A steal from Jackson and a block by Robinson. Now Phillips is ahead of everybody. Phillips and an offensive foul as Phillips went straight up. And that is, he had an open man too in Warren, and I think that's what Warren is saying is, like, you know, let's keep being, let's keep our eyes open. I think Phillips that time just wanted to, show the health again, like he's back on the floor off of the cramp.
Yeah, luckily hard fall, luckily bounced right back up. Good to see.
Leads 10 with 1:45 remaining.
And once again, it's funny that New London started the year playing zone, and now they're back to playing zone, and it's working.
Robinson fouled by McCray with 1:25 remaining.
They started the year playing zone, and they started the year 2 and 3, and we got to play more aggressive. We got to get back to New London basketball, play some man. They started that way, trapping, full court press, wasn't working. Now they're playing the zone, and it's working.
All the way to the basket, Robinson.
The scoop again from JJ. So good. Going north-south.
Down to a minute now remaining. 3 is up, no good. Side iron and out of bounds. It'll be Whaler basketball. Woodstock boys lost to Canton. Fourth personal, so.
JJ going back to the line. He's been so good tonight at the free throw line, getting to the basket. Whalers have so many options offensively, and when he's able to get going north-south, really, really hard to stop.
And I'm gonna keep saying it. This has been the best free throw shooting night I've seen from New London. Gaskin made 2, McKelvin made 2, Warren made 2, Phillips made free throws, Robinson's made free throws. And that's an area where they had struggled a little bit in previous games.
And this zone, man, as this is the 30th three taken by Crosby, and they've made 4.
McKelvin with the rebound. He's harassed, and we're going to get a foul on Kinsey. So McKelvin will go to the line with a chance to up the lead from 14. And this is one of those games where the people are going to tune in and look at the score, and it might be 20, and they have no real understanding of how tight this game was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Crosby had the ball down 6 with about 3 minutes left.
Well, they missed the layup.
And New London was able to get some stops and get some drives to the basket. They ballooned that lead back up to 10, and ever since then, Crosby's just been trying to force the 3, and they have just struggled all night long from beyond the arc. As I mentioned, 4 of 30.
McKelvin knocks the first one down. West Haven beats Glastonbury, so barring something unforeseen Friday night, West Haven will be here to take on the New London High School Whalers.
And that'll be a good one. West Haven, we were singing the praises of NFA a few moments ago. West Haven played NFA in the regular season, and West Haven won by 30.
That says a lot. Different NFA team, but still. Nice basket by Julian Benjamin, the freshman, with a little floater over the top of Badette. Cuts the lead to 14. And Crosby's going to let it run out as the clock ticks down from 20. I like that, by the way, too.
Yeah, it wasn't always pretty, Casey, but it was very gritty as the Whalers flex their muscle. Great coaching, shifting to the 2-3 zone, and they survive. They advance. Quarterfinals Friday night here at Conway.
The Whalers with a chance to continue their run. It's 2 wins here in Division II, and as we said, they'll take on West Haven. We're of course, going to have the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day, as well as interview with Coach Dave Cornish. We should let you know that Roberto's Log Cabin, nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut. It's called the Cabin for a reason. It's the cozy, rustic home of comfort food. Family-owned and operated, the Cabin, as it's fondly known, offers a diverse menu of hearty fare, from burgers to the best ribs in the state. Come check out the Hallway of History and the newly renovated tavern. Sample their diverse menu. Get some craft beers, all while watching your favorite sports on one of the big TVs. So stop in and see Rob and the crew and let them know Game Day sent you to Roberto's Log Cabin. Now, the sports doctor is with the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day, as well as the victorious Whalers and Coach Dave Cornish, sports doctor.
Survive and advance. It's March, our Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game today. 13 points and a whole lot of nonsense for the other team on the court. Defensive end, J.J. Robinson. J.J., take this down to Roberto's. Wear it. Free play to wings for your family and friends. Talk about your play in particular on the defensive end, harassing their guards a little bit.
I mean, I knew we adjusted to a 2-3, and they weren't making a lot of shots, so we just wanted to pressure the ball and get up and down like we usually do and get fast break layups. That's how we usually play.
Right, and your mentality here, especially in the postseason, the coaches have got you attacking the rim on the offensive end. Talk about that into your game a little bit.
I think I just, it was too close for comfort, so I just had to get going, and they pressed. I was drawing the contact, passing the ball to my open teammates. They was finishing at the rim.
All right, great game tonight. Coach Dave Cornish, come on in here. Well, Dave, wasn't always pretty out there tonight, but you found a way to win this ball game.
It's March, survive and advance.
Yep.
That's all we want to do.
Coach, you guys switched from man-to-man to a zone. That seemed to change things up a little bit. They weren't shooting the ball very well. What did you see?
Well, we wanted to get Jackson and Savon back on. They got on the bench with 2 early fouls, and we wanted to get them back in. So we decided to go zone, and then we saw they weren't making shots, so we stuck with it.
Right. Now, Dave, moving forward, you guys are going to take on here West Haven. They beat Glastonbury tonight. If you could look ahead to that matchup, you've talked all year long about a one-game season. Well, now you've got another one-game season on Friday night.
Well, we did what we had to do. We're playing Friday night. But we'll figure it out against West Haven because they're going to be a little tougher than Crosby tonight. I know that.
Right. These games aren't easy to win, are they?
No, not this time of year. Everybody's good.
Everybody's good. Whalers just a little bit better tonight. Guys, enjoy the game. Coach, we'll see you on Friday night.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. So a victorious Whaler squad by 14 tonight. Juice, give your overall impressions of their play, and what do they need to do better before they take on West Haven Friday night?
Well, I think first and foremost, this game always comes down to shot making. They're going to need to shoot the ball a little bit better from the perimeter just to take some pressure off of themselves. But I'm anticipating they're going to face teams that are going to give them a lot of ball pressure. They have to be able to take care of it and stay out of foul trouble. They need to keep Badet on the floor. When he's on the floor, they seem to be a lot more comfortable defensively. I liked what they did from the coaching perspective and being able to go to the zone. Not only does that give them another weapon, but it gives West Haven something else that they now have to prepare for. With only one day of practice, they're going to watch this film and say, geez, now we got to practice our zone defense. What if they come out and press us? So that factors into the game planning for West Haven. So New London in good shape playing at home on Friday night.
Once again, the ECC has acquitted itself very nicely. Both New London and NFA winning in Division II tonight, heading towards a potential semifinal. And, just what a testament to the ECC that would be if that semifinal happened. New London, of course, taking on West Haven, and NFA taking on the winner of Innovation and Cheney Tech, which we're not sure of that. But that's going to be a potential game as well. Congratulations to Griswold in Division IV. We've still got Fitch alive. Stonington's playing right now. We got Grasso Tech, Old Lyme, who are not ECC teams, but game day teams for sure. So a lot of the locals on the boys' side still active. On the girls' side, I think everyone's looking at that Wyndham Bacon Academy potential final, but there is another team still alive on the girls' side in the ECC, and we got to kind of keep our eyes on them as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls. The Stonington girls, NFA girls.
That's what I was talking about.
Ledyard, Waterford, Woodstock, all were alive going into tonight. But back to this game, they held serve. Like Coach Corner said, they survived and advanced. And man, oh man, I'm salivating. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if NFA plays New London in a semifinal, I mean, holy tamale.
Well, we're going to find out. The reality is that it's one and done at this point in the state tournament, and everybody's playing for the same thing, a trip to Mohegan Sun. So for the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and my man Juice, as well as all of the Game Day crew, thanks for joining us tonight on Game Day from the John T. Conway Gymnasium. We'll be back at it on Friday. You were watching Game Day live on theday.com.